This is Coast Highway in Dover. So just down there is the back bay, that if you're coming down Coast Highway, you come to, with all this traffic, you make a left turn at Dover, and then there is the Castaways Park. You know, you'd sort of never notice this. It's a park on the bluff overlooking the Newport Back Bay, and it's entirely a nature park. And then if you continue up Dover, you can turn left on 16th Street, and you will find the Environmental Nature Center. That's how you get there, which is sort of very close to Newport Beach High School on 16th Street in Costa Mesa, Newport Beach. So I guess it's not quite ready yet, but it's looking good from where it's going, and it's going to be amazing. This is what it looks like now. That's what it's going to look like later. This is the desert portion. And there's a display on why native plants over here. And the question is, why have native plants? Well, once you understand that the habitat was healthy and needs to be healthy again, it's pretty obvious why we have to have native plants. We have to have at least a presence of all the things that used to be here. It's very difficult to establish these native plants in their symbiotic relationships, because that was usually built up over centuries. So to recreate that is very, very difficult. And this is why. This is the food web, which is always very complicated. Particular plants feed on each other. Little insects carry pollen from one to the other and need one plant and go to the other one depends on those insects. So this complicated food web, which we really don't understand yet, is the thing that is very difficult to build up. This display talks about the vanishing habitat. You know, we save a tiny bit of the habitat, for instance, for a frog, and then we're not aware of the fact that before we saved it, that frog depended upon emergency spaces somewhere else during, say, a 100-year flood. So the relationships are very complicated, and the amount of green space that we leave, the amount of native plants that we leave, sometimes isn't enough. There's vanishing habitat. Take a look at this map. Well, you know, that's the problem, is that there's too much development. So these are educational displays which really belong where a high school. Pretty amazing that cactus grows in Costa Mesa and Newport Beach. So here it is under construction. You can see that this is the planting area. There's composting bins. It's very close to the school. Now this is one of our dreams, is to have every school combined with a composting facility. And here is their solar system. We see it's a 24-volt battery backup system with an MX60 charge controller and peak power tracker. And there are the panels up there. This is the underside of the solar panels. And here's a panorama of what it looks like now. There's a parking space for electric cars only at Fashion Island. There's a conductive charger and an inductive.